After presenting my top 10 legacy lightsabers a few weeks ago, I decided it was time to update my top 10 Black Series helmets. My name is Dominic, aka Lord Doom, and you're watching Star Wars Artifacts. The last time I took on this exercise was back in 2022. 4 years later, several new helmets have been added to the Black Series line, which now includes 33 models. An update was therefore necessary to see if some of these newcomers would manage to earn a spot in the top 10 and, more importantly, which helmets would be pushed out of the ranking. Are you ready? Let's go! Before starting the top 10, I'd like to give an honorable mention to the Stormtrooper helmet. Unfortunately, with the constant evolution and improvement of Hasbro's products, this helmet is starting to look a bit dated when compared to more recent releases. Nevertheless, it remains one of the most iconic symbols of the entire franchise. An improved version would certainly be welcome. Hasbro, if you're listening. 10th position. Hasbro has often been criticized for reusing the same molds in order to maximize the profitability of existing products. Fortunately, that strategy was not applied to the 7-ring helmet. We not only get a completely new mold, but also a brand new rangefinder that lights up in red. Personally, I might have preferred a more colorful version inspired directly by the Rebels animated series. But knowing Hasbro, there's a good chance this mold will be reused to produce other variants in the future. 9th position. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with the clone helmets in the Black Series line. I simply find them too large, especially when compared to those produced by Disney. That said, 2 of them are well done enough to make it into this ranking. One of them is Captain Rex's helmet. The wielding marks, resulting from the modifications Rex made himself, are very well reproduced. Add to that some nice weathering and touches of rust, and you end up with a beautiful collectible piece. 8th position. Even though Captain Rex is my favorite clone, I have always had a soft spot for Commander helmets with a visor. It's therefore no surprise that Cody's ranks higher on my list. Although it is based on a standard clone helmet, the modifications like the antennas, the camera, the gray stripes on the top, and the mouthpiece section make it almost unrecognizable. Now all that's left is to hope for a Commander Fox version, and Hasbro would really make me happy. 7th position. The Bo-Katan helmet is an excellent example of value for money. When compared to much higher-end versions, you really have to ask yourself whether it's worth paying 3 or even 4 times the price. The paint application is extremely faithful to what we saw on screen, making it a must-have for any fan of the Mandalorian culture. For me personally, this helmet has a special value since Katie Sackhoff signed it. 6th position. When Din Djarin arrived on our screens, we witnessed a real phenomenon. Everyone wanted to get their hands on the Mandalorian helmet. Fortunately for us, Hasbro delivered an absolutely remarkable helmet with a finish that comes very close to the original. Add to that the ability to attach a working tactical light, and you'll get a helmet that looks particularly impressive, especially when displayed on the shelf. Fifth position. Unveiled for the first time at FedExpo Canada in Toronto in 2025, the Shore Trooper helmet has been almost unanimously praised by collectors. The production is extremely faithful to what we saw in the film Rogue One, as well as in both the Mandalorian and Endor series. I especially like the fact that the battery compartment is well hidden and that the helmet is built from an entirely new mold. Fourth position. It would be impossible to make a top 10 without including at least one pilot helmet. For me, the original will always be the one worn by Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy. The helmet of the pilot known by the call sign Red 5 while flying his X-Wing is very well done. It features weathering and dirt marks that add a lot of realism. In a perfect world, the visor would have been retractable, but hey, you can't have everything. Before revealing the top 3, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, activate the notification bell so you don't miss anything, and of course, like the video. And if you enjoy our content, consider joining the channel as well. For less than $5 a month, you'll help us continue this adventure. For even more intergalactic content, be sure to follow us on social media at SW Artefacts. Now, let's move on to the grand finale. Third position. The Scout Trooper helmet has been on the wish list of many collectors for a long time. When Hasbro finally announced it, you could almost hear a collective sigh of relief. The helmet is extremely well designed, and the visor even stays in place when lifted. It wouldn't be surprising to see a Shadow or an Ezra Bridger version appear one day in order to make the most of the mold. Second position. Designed using the original model preserved in the Lucasfilm archives, the Boba Fett helmet remains to this day one of Hasbro's greatest achievements. The attention to detail in the paint application is remarkable. Every scratch has been carefully reproduced, as well as the blaster dent from a duel with Cad Bane that can be seen in bonus material from the Clone Wars animated series. And in first position, if you were to own only one helmet from the Star Wars universe, it would undoubtedly have to be Darth Vader's. This helmet alone has represented the entire franchise since 1977. Whether you're a fan or not, you know this character. He is so iconic that Hasbro has produced two versions of it. The first, and the one I prefer, matches his appearance in episodes 5 and 6 of the original trilogy. The second version reflects his look in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, in the film Rogue One, and in episode 4, A New Hope. And as if that weren't enough, I had the pleasure of speaking with Brian Muir, the sculptor of the original helmet worn by the most famous villain in cinema. You can watch that interview by clicking the link in the upper right corner of the video. And there you have it. These were my 10 favorite helmets from the Black Series line. Compared to 2022, 5 new helmets have entered this ranking. It also means that 5 others have been pushed out. This also shows that Hasbro has done a very good job over the past few years offering high quality helmets that collectors were eagerly waiting for. My wish for the next top 10, an Emperor Royal Guards helmet. Now, I'd love to know your 3 favorite helmets from the Black Series. Are they the same as mine? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you soon for another video, and until then, may the Force be with you always.